The 14th Army was one of the largest and most successful British and Commonwealth forces of the Second World War.
And despite driving the previously undefeated Japanese army from the Indian border and out of Burma, the men who fought in it are often referred to as the Forgotten Army. Robert Hall reminds us of their efforts.
It had started with a series of defeats. Japanese forces had swept through the Far East, driving Britain and her allies back to the borders of India. Thousands of soldiers were marched into captivity. Many of them would be worked to death or fall victim to starvation and disease. In India, Rajinder Singh Dhatt was among the young men who volunteered for the fight back.
In our mind, it was not only that we are Indian, for only India we are fighting, but we are fighting for the globe, for peace and democracy, which we are enjoying today.
In 1944, the Japanese attacked again. At Kohima, 1,500 Commonwealth troops held back 10 times their number.
Men fling themselves across Japanese barbed wire.
Eventually, the newly formed 14th Army would begin its advance through the jungles of Burma.
It was difficult getting through jungle very often, because more often than not you didn't stick to, to well-beaten tracks or anything like that. That was asking for trouble.
Royal Marine Jim Healy was aboard a landing craft during one seaborne assault.
I hit a sandbank and of course it stopped me. I gave instruction to down ramp. The Gurkhas went out, we came off the sandbank and I could have gone over them and killed them all. Fortunately, my lad, the stoker behind me, we put it in reverse and it stopped me.
The battles in Burma were still being fought when news came of the Japanese surrender.
Lord Louis Mountbatten, Supreme Allied Commander in Southeast Asia, took the salute.
The 14th Army had helped to turn Allied fortunes, and yet they claim they were forgotten back home.
If you look at the British nation, the war it has fought was the one that was on its doorstep. So it was looking to Europe, and once that conflict comes to an end, the Far East is very far away. It perhaps didn't come with the sense of relief that was delivered on VE Day.
On this anniversary, a virus has muted commemorations, but the Forgotten Army will be remembered. Robert Hall, BBC News.